The Nintendo GameCube holds a near and dear place in my heart. Not only does it have an amazing library and it's a wonderful classic Nintendo console, it's also the first console I ever shipped a game on, which, spoilers, you're going to see in this video. But if I'm being honest, the composite cables that ship to the system make things look a little muddy on today's modern displays. I'm happy to report that the fine folks at Insurrection Industries have a solution for you, and they've solved that problem with this. The Carby HDMI Adapter for the Nintendo GameCube. Let's take a look.
Alright guys, this is the Carby HDMI adapter for the Nintendo GameCube, which you can get at insurrectionindustries.com for $79. There will be a link in the description below for you. Alright guys, I want to show you just how easy this is to hook up. Basically what you need is your GameCube, and apologies for my dusty old one here, but you take your Carby adapter, plug it into the digital output of your GameCube, and then you plug in your HDMI cord, and it's time to play some games. It's literally that simple. 3 seconds of setup.
Guys, it's important to note the only model that this works on is the DOL001 model of the GameCube, which I believe is the first model released here in the States. Other models have a different digital output, and the Carby won't fit into it, so make sure that you check the serial number on the bottom of your console before making the purchase. So what's the purpose of this video? Honestly, it's kind of my BS detector going off. Usually with things that are too good to be true, plug and play, it's just that great, it's going to look wonderful. Unless it's a classic console like the SNES Classic or the TurboGrafx Mini or something like that, plug and play doesn't usually mean great quality, everything's going to be wonderful. So when I saw something like the Carby come in at roughly half the price of other HDMI adapters for the GameCube, I was skeptical. I didn't expect it to work. But if you notice here, this tweet from Voltar says that this is the best option, bang for your buck. So I took a shot at it. When it came back in stock, I placed my order. And it arrived really quickly, and I was really pleased by that. Like, I placed my order and it was here within a week, which is pretty awesome.
Now real quick guys, I just wanted to show you what the remote that comes with the Carby does. Now, to be honest, I don't know what a lot of this stuff means, but I'm going to run through the different options here. So you can set your scanline profile as you see here. There's a bunch of different options you can choose. There's actually 3, I believe. And you can turn them off or on, and you can actually look in the background and see the menu back there kind of change a little bit based on the scan lines, but I did not turn them on because I don't need them. There's scanline settings, which you can see here. Running through all of these. Picture settings, which you can see here. You can set the X and Y position. You'll watch the cube move a little bit in the background here. OSD settings, which I believe this is just the pop-up that shows up in game that you're using the Carby. I turned it off. Your output settings. It does run in 480p, so you can enable progressive scan, which is really nice. I did not capture any footage of that, but it does work and it does look good. So you can run everything in 480p. Then you can look at all the different modes here for the different settings, which if you really wanted to, you can go into them, and it basically just allows you to set your scanline profile and some other stuff. And then the advanced settings, which all of these, I don't know what any of these mean, but that's cool. You can go with that. And that's that.
Now, we've got a stack of games we're going to take a look at right here. These are all original releases. These are all games from my personal collection. We're going to take a look at them and see how they perform.
So first up, guys, we do have Viewtiful Joe from Capcom. Now, I wanted to see how this game performed with this adapter because this was one of my favorites from when I originally owned the GameCube. I love the visuals of this game. It's got a ton of just full screen effects that look fantastic, or at least they did back when I played this on my old CRT. And I am pleased to report that via the Carby, they look amazing. The game is bright, colorful, and fast. And you don't see any ill effects from the HDMI being hooked up. Like there's no tearing, there's no artifacting or anything like that. And if you look here, you see the slow-mo effects that Joe uses with his beautiful powers. They look great. The distortions that appear on screen when he taps into his superpowers look great. The enemy sprites look fantastic. This is just a visually wonderful game. Like it really is. It was nothing to sneeze at when it first came out. And now via the Carby on my beautiful HD TV, it's a really nice thing to experience. Like this was my first test and it passed with flying colors. Viewtiful Joe from Capcom. So what logical step do we take after a high-speed action game? Why, let's go with some bongos, because why not? Let's break them out. I've had them in my possession for 15 years now. They still work, and I love Donkey Konga. Now, you might be wondering why I'm showing this. This is not a graphically intensive game. It's nothing that anyone is going to write home about and think that, oh man, look at Donkey Konga. Boy, does that look great in HD. But the important thing here, guys, is there is no discernible lag via the Carby. I have played Rock Band. I have played Guitar Hero on my PS4 or my 360 on an HD TV, and there is lag. The guitar input or the drum input does not work as well as you would want because there is a lag going through an HD signal. But you're not getting that with the Carby. This works great. It looks great. And if you see here, I succeed with my earning 259 coins. And if you're wondering who I am, don't ever forget that my name is Jay, and I am the Lord of the Bongos. See, it says it right here. Yeah, right there. Lord of the Bongos. That's me. Now, this game, sports games to me are not necessarily graphical powerhouses, but there's all kinds of weather effects and stuff like that in sports games, and this one kind of holds a special place in my heart. This is the first game I ever worked on that released on a home console. The first game I ever worked on was The Sims Online, but the less said about that, the better. But when I worked at EA, this is the first game I ever released. Now, I want to welcome you to rainy Kalamazoo, Michigan here for the rivalry game between the Western Michigan University Broncos and the Central Michigan University Chippewas. Now, like I said, graphically, this game has aged like milk. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible either, surprisingly. It looks significantly better than my NFL 2K did when I put that in on my Dreamcast. But the best part about this is that the gameplay is key, and nothing is slowed down with the Carby input. I wanted to show off the rain effects, as I mentioned, and here I want to show off the touchdown celebration because this is an animation I had to see a bunch of times when I worked on the game. This guy is pumped for throwing that pass. NCAA Football 2004. Alright guys, this is one I probably could have featured in the Superhero Games You Might Have Missed video from a couple weeks ago. If you haven't watched that one, you should check it out. There's a note up here right now to check out. And this is Teen Titans. Now, the reason I picked this one is because I really haven't had a big 3D action beat-em-up on the screen yet. We had Viewtiful Joe, which is kind of a side-scrolling platformer beat-em-up. This is definitely a 3D environment beat-em-up with lots of colors, lots of characters on screen, big models, lots of flashy effects. And honestly, I picked this game because I figured if anything was going to cause some tearing or some display issues, it was going to be this game. The GameCube chugs when it's playing this. Like you hear that disk drive going when this game is running because there's so much stuff going on and it's constantly reading to make sure that it's displaying what it needs to display. But man, I'm so pleased to report that nothing looked bad here. Nothing ran poorly. Carby knocks it out of the park again. Like you can see here, there's an effect coming up with Robin that's about to get a grenade, and the whole screen just fills up with this gorgeous effect, and it looks wonderful. Again, just check this game out if you haven't before. Teen Titans definitely looks great. Now, here's one everyone knows for the GameCube. This is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Why did I pick this one? Honestly, because it's Paper Mario and I haven't played it in a while, and I miss it. And I'm kind of tired of seeing the remaster Paper Mario claims on Twitter when, I wanted to see how it looked through the Carby, see if I needed a remaster. Would I like one? Sure. Do I need one? Absolutely not anymore. This scene in particular, I wanted to see how this looked because there's so many characters on screen. Now, granted, this is the same character repeated numerous times, but there's a lot of action happening here. This kind of reminds me of the Mario 128 demo for the Dolphin, if you guys remember that back from E3 or the CES show, 25 years ago. If you don't remember that, I'm sorry. But I also wanted to show some combat effects here and see how that looked. And it looks, again, it's wonderful. the visuals of this game really shine on an HD display and just look beautiful. Like it's a living cartoon. You know, lots of huge sprites, lots of just flashy, gorgeous Crayola colors. And hey, it's Paper Mario. You know it's going to be good as long as it's not, you know, Sticker Star. Sorry, my wife loves Sticker Star. I couldn't get into it. Now this one I specifically chose because the last time I played this, I played it via the composite cables that come with the system, and it was so dark it was unplayable. This is X-Men Legends 2. I figured if anything was not going to be saved, this would be the one that would fail the test. And I'm so happy to say that one of my favorite games from the GameCube did not fail, despite me walking into the tripwire there and Logan getting exploded. The thing that I really love about this is that the images are sharpened, the brightness is in line with what we expect from modern games, and it plays great. You know, like it was a game I loved as a kid, and I really wanted to be able to play this again in a situation where I would be able to see what the hell was going on, because frankly I couldn't on the composite, and it was a miserable experience. Like I played this and Paper Mario on the same day when I hooked the GameCube up again a couple of months ago, before I picked up the Carby, and I couldn't play this because I couldn't see anything. Paper Mario was at least playable because it is so bright and flashy, but this is a dark game. Like there's some serious tones going on here, and the colors reflect that. So it made it difficult to enjoy, and I just kind of shut it off. Now, and when I was doing the video capture for this video, I ended up playing this for almost an hour and a half because I had so much fun with it. It was great to dive back into this series again. So yeah, I mean, it's again, like I wanted to find something that wasn't going to pass, but I didn't. Everything worked great.
I legit love this weird little lunchbox. I've had this particular one since 2001. This is the model I bought when the GameCube launched, and it runs just as well now as it did then. I've got tons of positive memories from that time, from when the GameCube was out. Whether it was seeing my name in credits for the first time with NCAA 2004, to playing hours upon hours upon hours of Mario Kart Double Dash with my wife and our friends. Pac-Man Versus, does anyone remember that, with a GameCube link cable where people controlled the ghost and you controlled Pac-Man? That was a brilliant game. But the one that sticks out the most, honestly, we lived in Florida at the time, and Hurricane Charlie came through in 2004, and I remember we were displaced for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember exactly how much, but we were displaced for a while from our home, and I brought my GameCube with us, and we played hours and hours and hours of WWF Day of Reckoning and Ultimate Muscle Heroes vs. New Generation. It was a way to pass the time and feel a little bit normal when pretty much everything was going to hell around us. The GameCube was the little console that could. For my tastes, it provided me as many, if not more, positive memories than my PS2 or Xbox did, and it makes me so happy that this little thing here, this little piece of kit, makes it viable for today's modern displays. Not that I don't love my CRTs, but man, it's nice to not have to haul those around anymore. And I gotta be honest, of all the stuff I reviewed, the thing that really sold me on it was Donkey Konga 2. Being able to play a rhythm game, which I love rhythm games, being able to play a rhythm game on an HD display without noticeable lag, I was sold. Fantastic. It's kind of remarkable, honestly, how there was virtually no input lag from the bongos to the television. Now, anything you see where I got a bad score, it's just because I suck at the game. I like rhythm games, doesn't mean I'm good at them. I honestly can't recommend the Carby enough, guys. If you don't already have the official component cables or another HDMI adapter for your GameCube, make the purchase. It's going to be half the price of other ones, and from what I've seen, it works just as well. But now that we've talked hardware, guys, I want to hear from you. Is there a game from your GameCube collection that you're dying to see on a modern display? Let me know down below. We'll try and pick it up, and we'll do another check of the Carby down the road just to see how things look with those games. Personally, I'm going to track down a copy of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg because, oh man, I love that game. It's so good. Folks, if you did enjoy this video, and please do give it a big thumbs up down below and consider subscribing for more content like this. And while you're at it, that little bell is right next to the subscribe, so go ahead and click that so you can be notified of when we upload things. We're over 50 subscribers. Holy cow! We were at 20-something last week, and now we're over 50. This is amazing. You guys are awesome. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all the support the channel has been getting lately. Man, it just... This is my creative outlet, and I love it. And you guys are making me just so happy. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. So until next time, do more of what you love, be kind, wash your hands, and play more games. I'll talk to you soon.